Pokemon, right? Yeah, Pokemon. Alright, I fixed, I hope, the sound from last episode where you guys said, fucking put it lower. It's not exactly what you said, but that's how I understood it. It really hurt my feelings that you guys don't like the music being loud. Just kidding. No, it's fine. I hope it's better now. I lowered it quite significantly. If it's too low now, then let me know. Like, now it's too low. Taylor, too low. Give me money. Give me your stuff. I want your rod. Thank you. But no, I mean for real. I think yeah, I think it was a little too loud. I don't know why, because it was the same setting as last time. So between episode 2 and 3, nothing changed, and yet it was like twice as loud. But we take those, I guess, and we just continue. What can I tell you today? I don't know. What was the last time we talked about Gen 2 gyms, right? Oh, this is cool. Get it? Wing attack. We actually have wing attack now, so I think I can do a little bit of a replacement. I think you do it like this, yeah. It's super rare I do it, so I actually didn't remember it's this teal color. Type I didn't know in the comments if you didn't know it's teal. If you knew it's teal, then type nothing, because you did. Fair? Fair. Okay. This guy has some Magikarps, I believe, and maybe a tentacle, like 2 Magikarps and a tentacle, so you all know how fights with Magikarps go. Oh, actually he has tentacle. Wait. Didn't he have 2 Magikarps and a tentacle? Also, why is this Pokemon called Tentacool? Tentacool. It's like tentacle, Tentacool. I mean, I'm not complaining. Yeah, it does have 2 Magikarps. I'm not complaining, I'm just curious. Alright. There is an item here, Stardust, which is cool. And then there's an item here. Yay, Pokeball. I think I once used to know like 90% of secret items, and it's actually a very funny concept if you think about it for a second. It's like there's items which of course look like Pokeballs even to this day. I don't know why. Like lastly on my I think it was like 2 days ago when I was streaming Dead Cells, we were talking about like 3D did Pokemon dirty really, because it should be a stylized game, and stylized 3D doesn't really work for them, or I mean in their favor. So but yeah, it's still like Pokeballs that you find and it turns out to be a potion. Like, why is a potion a Pokeball now? Because back in the day that made more sense, right? It was like, well, you have to represent the item you're finding somehow, so here's a Pokeball. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. But now it kind of just feels weird. I'm gonna put Bra level 15 before we challenge the gym. I think there's an item. No, I'll just... Ooh, Mawile. Too bad in this generation it's absolutely bad. Like, it doesn't do anything. I think it has Stockpile and Swallow. Which, if you're thinking what I'm thinking with Mawile and Swallow... Or I could be wrong, and I hope I am. But yeah, so... And then when you have... So, again, in Overworld, right, it makes sense. It's like... Okay, there's a icon for an item that I'm picking up, and then it turns out something else, that's fine. But like, then you think, hidden items. Why would they put hidden items in the game? Like, just take a second and think about the game design logic. It's like, okay, well, playing the game as a player, right? Playing the game, which isn't about finding anything really, it's like, you know, training your Pokemon, because of course in other games where it's like about searching for shit, then yeah, hidden items are kind of almost a must. But in Pokemon, like, give me the Everstone. Like, for example, here, right? Like, this doesn't look like anything, and yet when you talk to it, or, you know, press A on it, turns out that there's a thing. And why? Like, why Is there a random tile that doesn't have the Pokeball visuals, doesn't collide with you, so it's not like you know that it's there until you talk to a random tile. And then when you take that logic forward, oh hey, hi Steven, and you think about, for example, Dark Souls, they really take it far. Some areas, like legit some content with like a few hours of gameplay, like at least on the first playthrough, is just hidden behind some obscure thing you have to do, like, I don't know, strike a pose in front of a single statue, and then all of a sudden there's like a whole new area, right? Which to me, that thing is just annoying. Like, I honestly don't enjoy that, because yeah, it's cool when you find out, but when it's too hidden, you're like, if I never had access to the internet for this, or I never wanted to, because I don't know, it's like, it's still fresh, it's full of spoilers, blah blah blah. Like, for example, Elden Ring, right? I honestly was looking for shit online, just because I was like, well, there's probably like 5 different hidden things in here, and I don't really want to, you know, snooze on it, and then I still did, because it was just soothing. But in Pokemon, it's like just a, hey, here's a rock. Well, this rock does nothing. This rock does nothing, but like if I talk to a random pile of sand, then all of a sudden, oh, there's a Pokeball. How did I not see it? How did I walk over it and it's still there? Anyway, so here's a gym you can skip until you're feeling more confident, because it literally, you know, allows you to have flash. There's no blocks saying, oh, you don't have the badge, so you cannot go through. Unless, of course, the Victory Road, but you can always come back and just wipe the floor with these guys. But flash is not a, you know, necessity, so, but we're still gonna do it because I don't see the reason to avoid it. And also, we're gonna probably evolve Bra into Big Bra. Oh, that was it. Wow, I lost. Wow. What level is my Rubile? 18. Also, Master Ball. Look at that. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's good. That's strong. Full restore, Jesus. Yeah, nothing here. I think there's a trainer down, no, left and down. Yeah. Or actually, he'll just come to us. He can do the high foot. I always tried to do it and I never could. Okay. If you don't know, by the way, which I don't know how you would, but I used to do karate as a kid, like I think aged 6 to 12, 13, and I actually won 2 competitions in my hometown and in the wider region in Poland. So I was the, you know, regional winner of this one small town, and then this rather small what do you call it, like a, yeah, I don't know, you know, compilation of towns. I don't know what the fuck that's called in English. I'll just call it a region. But that was only in the, it was called kata, which is the, like, you just show your techniques in a sequence of moves. It wasn't fighting, because there was the other one, there was the fighting one where you just fight, and when you hit someone, that counts as a, you know, hit, and then they're like, oh, 3 hits and you win or something like that. I don't remember, but I didn't do that one. I did the one where you just perfect your technique and you go, you know. I think, like, honestly, that was really cool. I always, or as a kid, I was like, you know, for example, I wanted to play this game. I was like, yeah, I'm done with school, but there's 1 more hour of this and I have to wait. I remember this super strong feeling. It's still with me. It's funny, like, I don't know how many of you guys have this, where a certain feeling just sticks with you, or a certain smell, or a certain something, but something that just reminds you, other than literally your memory. Actually, I'm just gonna go heal. Oh my god. Yeah, you can't run in here, that's why. Fuck. But I have this super strong memory feeling of when I was, you know, when I was primary school, and I was going to the karate class, and also some of my friends were, and I remember like a lot of the times we would finish our classes, like our primary school classes, around 2 p.m. or something like that, you know, rather early. And then the karate class was like at 4, right? So I had 2 hours to spare. And I remember a lot of the times we were going to like either, because my friends always lived close to the school, I didn't. You know, let's say, because Broly can be a little touchy. But yeah, and I remember it was super nice because we were like going for 2 hours and playing games, playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like fighting game or Pokemon or whatever, but just basically playing games. But then I also knew that, you know, it was on the time limit and we were gonna go to karate. And as I said, I liked karate, don't get me wrong, like I really enjoyed the practice. But I didn't like that it just takes time, and it takes so much time, kind of. And yeah, so that feeling is still with me. Like, if I was 6 again or 7 again, and you told me let's go to this guy play Pokemon, but then 2 hours later you have to come back to the karate, I was like, oh. But it was just that. It was like, as soon as I was there, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's fine, it's nice. But the feeling was just not there, man. The vibe was not there. That did so much damage. And you're going for sand attack over vital throw. I mean, if I connect twice, you're done. Of course. Well, I guess the game never ceases to amaze me with that. But anyway, there we go, level 18 on both of our guys. But you know what I really respected about karate? Like, and I learned to respect it later on than during it. Because during it I was just like, hey, I'm fucking, look at me, I'm Bruce Lee, or whatever. I'm doing all these cool things and I'm, sorry, being active or whatever. But nowadays it's more about the self-mastering, or, you know, mastering oneself. And I really liked all the stuff. Like, for example, one of our classes, I remember, that was way before. That was like, I don't know, I'm exactly 6 or something. Or I must have been exactly 6 is what I'm trying to say. But I think it was like a class where we just sat down in the, you know, in the karate or Japanese seating position. And our sensei was just like literally talking to us, and we were sitting all class, and our legs were sore and whatever, but we just sat down and talked, and that was it. And I, as a kid, of course, I was like, yeah, no, we don't have to do anything, that's pretty cool, haha. But then I was like, you know, it's also a thing where you're just like focusing on your breath, focusing on stories of the people you're with, because I think people just shared their shit. Like, they were like, oh yeah, I was here, blah, blah, blah. Where were you? Oh, I was there, whatever, right? But it's like, I came here as a young kid to fight, show me how to fight, but there's no patience, young Skywalker, kind of thing, right? So a lot of that, and a lot of the, you know, mentality of karate is not a attacking mechanism, it's a defense mechanism, and etc, etc. No, I don't. Oh, good. So I think in retrospect I really like that I was, or it was part of my life. I wanted to rejoin a different club at some point, but I don't know. It's always either too expensive, because for some reason that shit in Denmark is super expensive. Like, being part of a karate club is so expensive, and also it's, I don't know. Having a day-to-day, you know, a 9-to-5 job is, yeah, it just takes a toll on you. You come home, and even if you're not like super tired, you're like, I just want to rest, man. I don't want to, you know, go and do push-ups or whatever, which I probably should. I just don't feel like it. Anyway, So Wingull, Wingull, I guess we do Bullet Seed here. I'm speeding up because Bullet Seed takes a lot of time. What's up with the Machops? What's up with the Machops? Okay, we probably need a new Pokemon because we're kind of starting to over level everybody and it doesn't feel like we're challenged. And I always felt like Rolls or Talo are great against Brawly, but he just tanks it and then Vital throws you anyway and you die. Which this time didn't happen, but let's absorb and... But Brawly was always one of the obstacles in this game for me when I was a kid. Just because of the, you know, sheer force of the... or actually... Hariyama gets sheer force, right? But, I mean, not in this generation, but in general, I think it does. Could be wrong. Anyway, it was just tough. But actually, I remember this. When I was in the primary school, I was kind of... it's hard to say that exactly, but I was one of the more knowledgeable kids about Pokemon. So you could say I was some sort of an expert. You know, at least amongst the people who were playing, the kids. So a lot of people came, even like older kids, came to me asking for either where do I go, or how do I evolve this guy, or how do I beat this guy, and a lot of kids, and that was the funny part, especially a lot of older kids came to me because they were struggling a lot with Tate and Liza. And I know at this point, like, nowadays, that sounds kind of stupid. Actually, Peck is just worse. I don't know why I got rid of focus energy over that. But... So, Tate and Liza, and they were like, how do I beat them? Let's see what you have. And most of the times they were using Blaziken, because, I mean, everybody thought Blaziken is the coolest. Which, I think he's cool, don't get me wrong, but... Swampert is just a Mega Giga Chad, and Sceptile is Lizard, so we all know Sceptile is great. And I was like, well, you probably need to not use fire type moves against them because they're rock. And also it would be nice to have like an Absol. I don't well, back in the day I don't think I told them to use an Absol. I just thought maybe water types or whatever because I always surfed. And in Emerald they actually learned, or not learned, they upped their game and they put Sunny Day on the Claydol or the Zatu, either or. So that was pretty funny. Oh, that's hot, really? Thanks. Holy shit, that spacebar, man, what the fuck? Right? But it was super funny because I remember everybody had a Game Boy Advance SP. Very few people had the base Game Boy Advance, the flat one. Everybody had the one open, the SP. And that was funny because, we all played the same game. We more or less played it the same way, because back in the day it was like you use your starter and that's pretty much it. Your starter, and then you have some other Pokemon, and when you beat the game, then you can start thinking about like, so who else do I use? Who else do I put up and level up? And of course there were those of us who were like crazy enough to go, no, I don't want more. Crazy enough to go level 100 on some level 100 on any Pokemon, right? It was like, I have level... Actually, I think there's also something I remember from being a kid and playing this game was like level 40 to me was huge. If any Pokemon is level 40, that's already like chunky level. Like, I'm ready to fight you over cable because I am level 40 on my axe, right? Yeah, this was funny. The Zigzagoon had Surf. Yeah, don't do too much, but it's fine. But then of course it was like, okay, so what's going on? And then Emerald brought us the, as I said in the previous episode, brought us the Battle Frontier, where everything was level 100, right? I mean, if you rented level 100, and it just lost its charm kind of. Because I remember Metagross or Salamence, evolving those guys was like dedication. You had to like put in a lot of time into this game, and actually, I think, and like not correct me, but like tell me if you think otherwise, but the only place to train in this game from level like whatever 5 to level 40-ish was outside Mobile City on the left and on the right. This is like 90% of all of our training happened there. We'll be there, I think next episode we'll be there, but when you're in Mobile City and then you go left and there's the daycare, there's like a bunch of trainers there and 4 of them re-battle you. 2 of the Doduo guys who end up with Dodrios at level 37 at the end, I believe. And there's the 2 breeders who start with low level, you know, versions of their Pokemon like Azurill, Aeron, Tailo, I think, whatever, and then they level it up and evolve some of them, which I always found pretty fun. But that was where I leveled up, and I think they like, yeah, they were like level 30 something, so 32, 30, I think 32. So that was where I leveled up, and then when my Pokemon was level like 50, then I put them in the league and always fought the Elite Four, and that was how I trained. And I think my level 100 guys, the first one I ever did was probably a Rayquaza, which was, you know, a pretty meta pick at the time. yeah, secret power, yeah. We don't care about that, we don't care about that, we don't care about the contest, we just want to get healed. But yeah, Rayquaza, and then I also had Swampert, Blaziken, those guys. Oh, actually a Deoxys. I had a Deoxys, and the funny thing is, I had a Deoxys on an actual Game Boy SP game without any Game Freak, Game Shark, or whatever the hell, and it was legit-ish. It wasn't really legit. It wasn't the one found on Birth Island or whatever the hell that was called. But that was one. Wait, hold on. Where do we go? Because this is gonna be blocked as well. Oh yeah, I remember. It's late, of course. Need to go give Devin goods or whatever. Yeah, here. It's the most weird looking building, and then you go here, and then you talk about this guy. Yeah. So there was this time of ROM hacks being sold as actual games on our local, you know, websites for selling shit like eBay, what the Polish variation of eBay, right? And the funny thing is, you know, nobody checked because like people just bought the cartridges, put the ROM hack on it, and then they didn't care if you can beat it or not. They just sold it, printed the little label, and sold it as, oh, this is a new Pokemon game, and everybody was like, oh, I guess so, because it, as I said, the internet wasn't that good back then. So I ended up buying one. It was called Pokemon Perla. It wasn't Pearl, like P-E-A-R-L. It was P-E-R-L-A, right? And the thing about that one was that you couldn't beat it. You couldn't even get past Petalburg, because for whatever the fuck reason, the ROM hacker locked the door to the Petalburg gym. Like literally locked it. You know, the place where you're supposed to go into the gym, talk to your dad, and then there's Wally, and Wally comes out and he's like, hey, can I blah blah blah, right? And you're supposed to go with Wally, and he's supposed to catch the rolls. No, that didn't happen at all. The doors were locked completely, and so I was like, well, that game fucking sucks. Because, you know, my mom got it for me and I played it for 20 minutes and that's it. However, the good news was that he also changed, or he, the ROM hacker, changed the random encounters in the grass. And one of them just so happened to be the Deoxys at level 2 for free, right? But you can imagine a boy like me was like just, you know, like there's this super secret Pokemon you can never get. It's called Deoxys, but you can never get it because you have to go to Japan and blah blah blah. And all of a sudden there's a Deoxys, and I'm like, okay, I know what I need to do. So what I did was I battled every trainer until I had enough money. I bought every Pokeball that I could in the mart, you know, until my funds ran out. And then I tried to find the Deoxys and catch it. And catching a Deoxys in the Pokeball with its, I think it's free, like 1, 2, 3, right? Catch rate was hell, but I eventually did it. And then I transferred it via cable link to my original Ruby or Emerald or whatever. No, I think it was Ruby. Yeah, it was Ruby. So I transferred it to Ruby, right? And then I was like, well guys, I have a Deoxys. And they're like, fuck you, you don't have a Deoxys. And I did. But also, like, the Pokemon back in primary school were just like so crazy. For example, I was playing once. And I was the only guy in class, or after classes, but like in the school, right, in the classroom. And I thought I had a shiny Rayquaza because I think it was the first time or whatever. I don't remember, but I said, "Oh, dude, shiny Rayquaza," and my friends were playing outside, like outside in the schoolyard or whatever. They were playing football or whatever, and I'm like, "Yo, I think I have a shiny Rayquaza," and like all of them. Literally 5 or 6 or 7 dudes just came running to see it. And unfortunately I was like, I think I'm wrong. I don't think that's a shiny Rayquaza. And they're like, well, that sucks. But like they all came running. I remember this to this day. It's crazy. And for some reason also, for majority of my time playing Ruby, that wasn't even my copy. I remember I had it borrowed from one of the guys who played a lot, but then decided not to play anymore for some reason, right? Because that sometimes happens. Hello, can I just... Yeah, this is very cool, very interesting gameplay, so... And now I need to... Also, the Zigzagoon has a Master Ball, right? Full heal. Okay, well, he's finding good shit. I think normally it's like Pokeball, Potion... burn heal or whatever, but he's finding full restore. It's very cool. But yeah, so I played a game that wasn't even mine. It was boring, but you know, it's fine. And I had a Sapphire version, to which I transferred a lot of cool Pokemon like a Mewtwo from my Leaf Green and stuff like that, and then got fucking stolen from my locker when I was on the swimming pool, or in the swimming pool, what do you call it? Like, we went to do swimming in the swimming pool as part of classes. Someone fucking stole it. To this day, I'm salty because I had a Mewtwo there at like level 80 or whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like, times were wild then when it comes to Pokemon. I don't think I ever had more fun than then. I only did it for level 20 because I don't care about the paralysis because... Oh! Huh. Well... Guess I'm wrong. I thought it was 20. 22? Oh, whatever. It's okay. 28 minutes into the recording, so I think that could be it for today. We'll just stop right outside or in front of the trick house, which I always liked. Very cool concept, and it took me a while to realize there's more to it than just one room. And I think it's because of badges, I'm pretty sure it is, but anyway, that'll be it. Thanks for watching, of course, for those who did, and I hope you have a great... What is it today? Great Wednesday evening, and great rest of the week. And I'll see you next time. And I'm gonna go streaming Dead Cells. Of course, if you're watching it later, then not, but... Okay, bye!